Okay guys, so we're going to talk a little bit about the ingredients that we've used today. We're of course making broccoli slaw, we're making our roasted broccoli, but preserved lemons is one of the things that we have. And I think, yeah, here's a full jar. These guys are so beautiful. If you have lemons, which I'm not supposed to be eating because I'm on anti-acne medication that's not supposed to have them, then you can, of course, preserve your lemons. Now, this doesn't mean you can't use them if the doctor says you can't use them, but I preserved them because they come in a big old bag, and so I've got them ready to go. I can use them as ingredients if I have to. The roasted broccoli that I'm making is for Steven, my roommate. So somebody brought him a whole bunch of broccoli. We're processing it, making sure it's ready to go. It's gonna be in freezer bags, so he can just throw it in the oven and roast it. That way he has meals in the evening ready to go whenever he needs to get here. He can do meat with it, he can do seafood with it. It's just a good little vegetable that gives you some good filler when you're eating your protein. Anyway, back to the preserved lemons. The preserved lemons are pretty simple. You need to have a scale so you can weigh out the amount of produce that you're preserving or pickling. I prefer to pickle, however, lemons don't pickle the same way, so you have to preserve them so that the skin is edible because it takes the bitterness out of the skin. Very beautiful, very tart, very bright flavor. Limes I can have. So limes I do the exact same thing with, and I use the limes for myself. For the lemons, however, what you're doing is you need to get 3% of the weight of the lemon in salt. That's very important. If you are going to be keeping them for a very long time, which is perfectly fine, if you want to do that, then you need 5%. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the lemons in the jar the way you want them, so they're beautiful. Then I cut them in half and I space them around the edge so that the hollow's in the middle, then I stuff the middle and then it's full. You need to pour a huge glug of honey. If you have an allergy to honey, which I have friends who do, then you can use maple syrup. I really prefer to avoid using sugar in any way possible. And then what you're gonna do is if you want to put any spices in here, that's great. I did a little bit of vanilla pepper that I got from Central Market. It's just the remainder of a pack. It's only in one of the jars, and I think that jar, it's this jar right here. And then you fill the remaining amount with with water. You're gonna fill it so that the water is over the top of whatever produce it is. Now, lemons are acidic, so they prevent any sort of mold from growing on top. When you're doing home preserves, it's important that you have everything covered, because if the stuff on the top molds, it's not in the thing that is keeping the pH below 4, which is very, very critical. This is gonna bubble and gurgle for the first 2 weeks. So you wanna let it sit out on the countertop, and you can always put it in the fridge, but you can burp it every day. With these lids, you can just untighten it a little bit, and that way it has the opportunity to burp because it's going to fizz and bubble. After 2 weeks, it stabilizes. It's fermented, and you can use these. Now, I know a lot of people are worried about fermentation, but fermentation is kind of an amazing thing in food and in food history. With produce, when you're fermenting, it's using an organism called Lactobacillus, which is an amazing, actually most of the time, probiotic. Everything in the Lactobacillus family is benign or beneficial in humans. It's one of the organisms that's in yogurt, very good for your gut, helps you break stuff down. But that Lactobacillus that's on your produce that's going to be doing that fermenting, that's how you make your preserved lemons. So 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to bubble and gurgle until the pH gets to the point where it's high enough that it's at least pH 4 or more acidic than 4. And that's where your food is preserved. So after that, then you can tighten these, and they're shelf stable after they stop bubbling after 2 weeks. I recommend going with the 5% salt. Now, I don't eat a whole lot of salt. I only do it when I'm preserving and pickling. And it kind of processes and dilutes down. When you pickle, if you're using 100% vinegar, which we'll see some other videos, then it's already got salt. You don't have to go through and add salt. But if you're doing 2 parts vinegar, 1 part water, you're going to need to add that percentage of salt, because what it's doing is inhibiting those microorganisms, so it's not bubbling really fast. It's slowing down production. It's letting them do their job. After a week or 2 weeks, depending on what you're using, it's going to be done quickly. Now, we did do an elephant garlic. Elephant garlic is so big, we didn't cut them, that they just kept bubbling for about a month before they finally slowed down. And the jar lids kept popping, not off, they kept denting, so we're still burping them from time to time. It's been 6 weeks on those. Not a fan of elephant garlic after all of that, just because of the work that goes into it. But most produce, you're going to process it. It's going to be bite-sized, okay? And then you'll have everything processed. So that's preserved lemons and a lot of extra information.